Bungie launched Destiny with a $100 million budget from Activision back in 2014. In this video, we're going to cover every win that Bungie had over the course of the last 10 years with the Destiny franchise. To be fair, Bungie has given us a mix of L's, like Gambit, and huge W's, like The Last Wish. And when it comes to the development side of things, it can be difficult for the community to agree on anything. However, there are choices that Bungie made that have had almost unanimous love and praise. Of course, if you disagree with anything on this list, I'm sure I'll hear about it in the comments below. Now let's get ready to tap into the nostalgia. These are the best things to ever happen in the Destiny franchise. One of the most well-received activities ever was the Menagerie. This activity was vaulted with the launch of Beyond Light, and for those of you who became a Guardian more recently, the Menagerie is a hall of various activities for players to tackle. It was 6-man, match-made, and the final boss would rotate, keeping things relatively fresh overall. You could focus to get the exact weapon you wanted, and visually the Menagerie had an almost dungeon-like feeling, and the weapons that you could focus were some of the best in the game. Before launching the activity, a player would slot different runes into their chalice, meaning upon completion of the activity, they would get that exact weapon. The loot pool included weapons like Austringer and Beloved, which were insanely good for PvP at the time. And not to mention, there was a nice chest cheese at the end where you could fly into the load zone and come back for double rewards. So in a nutshell, the fights were good, the gear was good, the weapons were good, the visuals were good. 6-player match-made seasonal activities have never eclipsed the Menagerie, and it is still greatly missed by a large amount of the player base to this day. Next up, it's time to talk about raids. There's a lot of love for King's Fall, Wrath of the Machine, Deepstone Crypt, etc. But probably the most celebrated raid of all time is The Last Wish. For those of you who don't know, Last Wish was only cleared by 12 players during the first 24 hours of its release. Clan Math Class fell short of that 24-hour mark by 2 minutes. It was difficult, but to be clear, making something extremely difficult does not automatically make it good. But beyond its difficulty, Last Wish had everything. For starters, the mechanics were challenging and dynamic. There were tons of symbols to learn, like 69 fish, but as good as the mechanics were, they are not the only area deserving of praise in the Last Wish raid. The music and the visuals make it the most stunning raid to date, and the Wish Wall was honestly just the cherry on top. Will another raid ever dethrone the Last Wish? I doubt it. Next up, we need to talk about secret missions for exotics. Outbreak Perfected, Whisper of the Worm, and others were all obtainable through secret missions. My personal favorite was the Whisper mission, and I'm greatly looking forward to it returning next season, in Season 22. Comment below if you're looking forward to the return of the Whisper mission as well. Now, my next Bungie W might confuse you because it has to do with 12-player raids. For those of you who were lucky enough to participate, there was a glitch allowing players to queue together and enter raids with more players than 6. Some believe this was Bungie attempting to test a 12-player raid for the Witch Queen, but more than likely it was just Bungie being bungo. They did handle the situation well though, however, letting everyone know when they would be implementing a fix, giving people enough time to actually enjoy it, and experience Destiny in a 12-man fire team. It was honestly so much fun, and I wish Bungie would actually create a 12-man activity in the game. The next W on my list is Cayde 6 as a character. One could argue that Destiny almost did not feel like Destiny with the loss of Cayde, which is why I'm excited to see his character making a reappearance. Cayde 6 is one of the first characters that OG Destiny vets got to interact with. I can't be the only one who missed Cayde. His wit and humor felt like it was the glue that kept the Destiny narrative together, and in the wake of his absence, I feel like Bungie hasn't filled the void of Cayde missing. However, Cayde was not the only character to be a W for Bungie. Mara Sov has risen to become a larger-than-life character within the Destiny franchise, and not just because everyone wants her bathwater, but more so because she's actually insanely powerful. So powerful that even the Witness tried to recruit her. Mara's list of achievements are lengthy and impressive, but not as impressive as this next W. Cheaters plagued the Destiny community for over a year and a half in trials. And just as we thought there was no hope for this franchise, Bungie actually did what they needed to do, and they implemented the anti-cheat battle eye. And overnight, cheaters went away, by and large, with a few of them still squeaking in from time to time, but this will forever be remembered by the PvP community as the biggest W Bungie has ever given them. And lastly on this list of Bungie W's is going to be the TWAB. TWAB is a weekly article that Bungie posts where they give us insight into what they're doing, what the future holds, and keeps a steady line of communication from Bungie to the community. Few gaming studios give as much communication and transparency as Bungie does with their TWABs, and it's definitely worthy of praise. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below though. Were there any W's that I missed? And as always, make sure you're subscribed here with notifications on, smash the like button. See you in the next one. Later.